I had to watch the rest of the basketball game with the Spurs. The team that we played, they made it to the finals. I think they're gonna sweep the Knicks. They're so much better than the East Coast. It's not even gonna be close. Hey, we played the Spurs as well as anybody did. Don't tell you what. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right, but yeah, they're like the Spurs are, like we actually played them better than almost every other team. I mean, we beat them once, and then we had two plus 15-point leads, and just couldn't make a shot for some reason. So it's like we were right there. Let's see. Don't tell me what. Don't tell you what. Yeah, so some crazy stories out there currently. Pretty wild. There's updates on the case of the hell's where is it? Yeah, Lynette Hooker, but I don't know. I think I'll talk about something else. And I did a live stream earlier on Paramount Tactical. I did a live stream here too. He invited me on, so I'll stream live too. So I just talked about the same stuff we did last night. They seem a little bit more interested over there in that topic. But hey guys, if you guys could help support the channel on this live stream, that would be great. Tomorrow night's our donation night, and we haven't reached the goal 3 nights in a row now. So it'd be nice to have one day where we reach it while going into donation night. Wow. The reel? I will send you the reel. What reel, Lisa? What are you talking about? What, you guys are like communicating on Instagram and stuff? What the hell's going on? Oh, 17th place out of 133. Have tomorrow to make up ground. Hey, that's pretty good though. Do you still win money at 17th? Because that's so high above everybody else, It's like there's so few people. Yeah, just say video, Reels when you're trying to be cool and sort of sound like you're, got the jargon. Hey man, check out my reels, It's just a video. Yeah, send it to my email too, though. I want to see it, Lisa. I don't know why it needs to be sent over there. You could just send my email and I could just show it on the show. You know what I mean? I don't really understand that. Let's see. Thanks, K-Me. I watched the replay from your video, and you're talking about the software that guy had. It was really cool. How much is that software, do you know? How much is... Oh, I don't know. I went to the website, and then they said, yeah, call us up for a consultation. That's when you know it's in the thousands. All right? That's pretty weird, isn't it? Yeah. Well, no, but send it to me first. Wild Bill, like just send it here and then we can show it on the show. Yeah, I think it's in New York. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Anyways, there's a cold case that was solved also. So I figured it's not a lot to go over because there's only one small article from back then, but they were able to solve it. So it's pretty cool. I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Woman fell down a manhole that was uncovered when she got out of her car. That cover may have been taken. I don't know. When was that? I don't know when that was. I doubt it, though. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with anything. Any of that. I don't see anybody from South Africa. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. Yeah, okay. It was in New York City. Yep, people fall in manhole. I don't know. I don't care about that right now. Let's just go over the stuff in a little bit about this incident, okay? And then we can start looking back at other things. I mean, already trying to correlate something is just absurd, you know? Let's just see what we can see when we look at it, and then we'll start trying to add in pieces. All right. So this is from 1997, and it was September 2nd. But the article came out on the 5th, and this is all they had in the paper, because usually when it's not a homicide, they don't talk about it too much. So it says the Midland Police Department is looking for, this is in Texas, Midland, Texas. Midland, Texas is just kind of a small, let's see, hold on a second. Not sure why Google Earth was shut down, but right there, that's Midland, Texas. I mean, it looks like a lot of people live there, but it's nowhere near as big as their big cities, yeah. So somewhere, and then I think that actually describes a location. A suspect that reportedly sexually assaulted a woman at knife point Monday evening. Midland police officials said the sexual assault occurred between 9:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. at the Midland Park Mall at 4511. So I guess we can go to see that. 4511 North Midkiff Drive. So right outside, right inside their little, kind of like a 405 like we have. So at this mall right here, and then it says the victim, a 49-year-old woman, told authorities that she was abducted and forced into a van as she emptied trash near the mall food court. The suspect, the woman told police, was unknown to the victim. Anyone who has information about the crime or thinks they saw something suspicious at that location during that time should contact the Midland Police Department. So they actually had, that's the only time I could find anything associated with that in the paper. But it did make it into the news. And then here's the article that just came out. And it says, a 1997 Texas cold case solved after DNA testing leads to arrest in Midland sexual assault. James Lee Woodard, and believe it or not, another person in Texas with the exact same name was freed from life in prison. exonerated after like decades or something in 2008. I mean, what are the odds of that? Like another person named James Lee Woodard. It's not like it's Woodward or something more. It's just crazy that that would be in the same state too. It's not. It's not the same guy. At least I don't think so. Yeah, let me try that again. It's pretty weird. And then Texas. And then he does show up. Yeah, see this right here, 2008. Let me go back. This one maybe. And there he is. God dang it. Right, so DNA ends 27-year prison. And look at it, James Lee Woodard. Isn't that wild? I mean, what are the odds of that? But he was in jail since 1981, so it can't be the same person. But it's just like, wow. I mean, I guess you don't want to be named James Lee Woodard. Or if you see a James Lee Woodard, start running the other direction. Let's put it that way. Anyways, it says advanced DNA testing and genetic genealogy through a federal-funded initiative broke open the 29-year-old case. Authorities have not yet identified or arrested the second suspect, who allegedly drove the van during the assault. So they actually drove around. Texas DPS has identified and arrested a man accused of sexually assaulting a Midland woman nearly 30 years ago. Advanced DNA testing and genetic genealogy helped revive the 1997 cold case. Details, and these are the details here. It says, what we know, 61-year-old James Lee Woodard was arrested in Big Spring last month and charged with aggravated sexual assault in connection with the 1997 attack, according to Texas DPS. The case dates back to September 1st, 1997. I guess it was the first, not the second, when Midland police responded to a report of a sexual assault at Midland Park Mall. Investigators said a 49-year-old woman was taking out trash when an unidentified man grabbed her, threatened her with a box cutter, and forced her into a light-colored van. Authorities said the woman was driven around the area by another suspect while the assault occurred before she was eventually released from the vehicle. I mean, thank God she was released. For years, investigators pursued leads, interviewed witnesses, and submitted DNA evidence to the combined DNA, the CODIS system. In 2001, the Midland County District Attorney's Office presented the case to a grand jury in the 142nd District Court. The grand jury issued an indictment tied to the unknown DNA profile, a step that preserved the case by eliminating concerns about the statute of limitations. The investigation, so back in 2001, it was cool. They actually indicted the owner of the DNA. So that way there was no statute of limitations. And that's genius. So they indicted the person whose DNA that was. The investigation gained new momentum in March of 2023 when the Texas Rangers and the Midland Police Department selected the case for the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative, or SAKI, a federally funded program that supports investigation of unsolved sexual assaults. Now, we've actually donated like over $30,000 to RAIN, which is Violence Against Women, and your guys' support is what allows us to do stuff like that. So again, if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, we're starting off with a rough start yet again over here. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, I would appreciate it. And then after this, we're going to go to the manhole story. This is just sort of like, an update or something I just came across earlier this evening. Evidence was resubmitted for advanced DNA testing and genetic genealogy research through Bodhi Technology. Investigators said the testing produced a lead in 2025, which Texas Rangers used to further develop the case. The work led authorities to identify Woodard as a suspect in 2026. And look at it, says on April 1st, Midland County District Attorney's Office presented the findings to a grand jury, which reissued the aggravated sexual assault indictment and named Woodard as the defendant, according to DPS. Texas Rangers, suspect arrested. Let's see. Texas Rangers, assisted by the Midland and Big Spring Police Departments, arrested Woodard at a convenience store in Big Spring the following day. So they said April 1st, and it's kind of interesting if you go to his, been verified over here. Yeah, it'd be nice, Kami, but it's looking rough yet again. It's just doesn't matter anymore. Let's see. So we got over here, we got the court records. Hey, thanks, Chicken Wing. 2 years. Or what is it? 19 months. 2 years and 1 month. Well, that would be 20. Oh, 25. I was looking at 19. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. All right, hold on. So look at this guy's record in here. It's crazy. James Lee Woodard. This is the right guy. I was kind of wondering, because there are a few of them. But then I saw this at the very top, aggravated sexual assault, and it's April 2nd, 2026. So that's got to be the same person. And it's same age. And then, where was it? Big Springs, they called it. Yeah, there it is. Big Spring, Texas is where he lives. I guess we could go check out his house. Let's see where he lived. In the town over in that. Whoa! Jesus, what happened there? Thank you, Chicken Wing. Yeah, no, weird. He just lived right there. Quiet, small, little, unassuming home on a kind of a main road there. But that's his house. Yeah, it just kind of makes you wonder if he did more. He doesn't sound like a one-timer. And I'm going to show you guys something here in a minute that I thought was sort of interesting. But let's go look at his court records again. He's got 55 of them. Aggravated sexual assault, that one's the same one. And then in 2020, he promised to appear but violated that. He didn't have a tail lamp, speeding over the limit. Violate promise to appear. These are unregistered. Hazardous material not properly class marked, I guess. Defective stop lamp. Violate promise to appear. Yeah. Tags, steering. A lot of them are vehicle stuff. I'm just trying to see if he has any other. That's possession of drugs there. Lots of failure to appears. Yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of stuff, A lot of stuff. Ran stop sign, criminal trespassing, aggravated. So now there's another aggravated sexual assault from a long time ago. And let's see where that address is right there. So that means he probably, well, God, it'd be great to have the year on that. So at that time he lived over here in that house. And that's, that's where he lived at that time. And then violate. This is in Georgia. It looks like. Man, yeah, that's like a lot of stuff. All right, but I'll tell you, there was this one. They said it was a light-colored van, right? And so what's weird is on this, not that one, this one here, September 4th. I saw this article because I was just trying to look the other article up by words, and it said Irving teenager abducted and assaulted. An Irving teenager walking alone to her job yesterday morning was abducted, sexually assaulted, and held captive for 30 minutes before she was released. I mean, it sounds exactly the same. As of last night, no one had been arrested in the case, police said. The girl, 16, was walking south on Nursery Road about 10:30 a.m. when a man driving a blue minivan, now is that light blue? I mean, another van, drove up beside her, and said David Toll, Irving police spokesman. After throwing her into the van, the man drove to a street near Center Park, Toll said. He just overpowered her. The man sexually assaulted the girl in the vehicle, according to a preliminary police report. He apparently was the only suspect in the vehicle. After the attack, the man drove the girl back to the area where she was abducted and released her. The girl was taken to a hospital where she was treated and released. Authorities said the teenager described the man as being in his 20s. They didn't say, and that's how old the guy was back then. He was, about 30, he was about 32, but it says 20s. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just sort of interesting that it sort of sounds almost like exactly the same, right? All right, we're going to look at the, really quick, Lisa's, who's that, your brother, you said, or? In Africa? I didn't even know they fished for marlin in Africa. Where is it? They got, like, pulley system. Oh, look at that. Wow. That's pretty sweet. Oh, your nephew? All right. It's pretty sweet. But hey, guys, we're really struggling again tonight, so could you please help support the channel leading into our donation night? Thank you. You didn't send a picture, Wild Bill. It didn't have a picture with it. I think you forgot to attach it. Might have to send that again. But yeah, you guys, we need to get rolling along here tonight. We are already 24 minutes in. We're at 15. We're at 1/20th of the nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be fantastic. We need channel memberships, etc. All right, now we're going to move on to the other case. I know when I say that it just sort of falls on deaf ears, you guys, but I'm really trying hard to keep up and keep moving forward here, okay? I've explained the situation to some people. It's just we're half of February, less than last month. We just keep going down and down and down. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, any amount helps, 5, 10, whatever, it works, all right? All right, so here's some of these stories now. Large groups of men twice seen climbing in and out of manholes in Brooklyn for unknown reason. I mean, that's really spooky stuff. There's a video of it, too. They just seem like they're What would you possibly be doing down there? That's not where you live, right? I mean, it's just New York City might have a teenage mutant ninja turtle problem, it said. Trespassers were seen climbing into an open manhole on a Brooklyn street near early Friday morning. Not once, but twice, cops said. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill. Just like the movie Creatures, who famously lived in the city sewer system, the group of about a half dozen men have been spending hours in the slimy underground. The men bizarrely removed a manhole cover and entered the sewer system at a Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg. Here, let me do that one. Because I think I've already mapped this stuff out. Yeah, so that's... Oh yeah, this one here isn't... I didn't see any video of this one. But apparently it's right here. Yeah, maybe one of these two manholes right there. Well, there's a bunch of them. There's one, two. So apparently they went into some of these manholes. And there's a lot of them. So I don't know what they were doing. I mean, is this a... I don't know. I feel like there might be a... I mean, it's just sort of a suspicion, but like terrorism. A planning, something they're going to be doing. It's just... That doesn't even make sense that you'd have 7 or 8 people coming out of manholes. They were caught on video climbing out of the manhole around 3:40 a.m. and taking off in a vehicle. See, that's weird too, because that's around the same time as the other incident. At about 2 a.m., a group of men was captured on video removing a manhole cover and descending into the sewer. Okay, so let's see. Which one are they? Are they looking at that one? Because I think we're in the right... This is the same... Yeah, let's see. Hold on. So they're looking at the manhole that's right. The one they're standing next to is... That's weird. There's a manhole right there now. That's crazy. Jeez. Yeah, look at this. That manhole is right there. And you can see that building over there with this brick, and then that look of that over there. That's that one over here. But look at, there's no manhole right there like we see in this shot. So maybe they moved it from like over here to there, got rid of a bunch of them. I don't know. But I don't even know if that's the manhole that they're talking about. And then those two are over there still in the picture. You can see them right over there. But that one's new. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake. So this is another incident, which is just, I mean, if one... the part that's bothering me is there's no answers. Like, how come there's no answers yet? It's very peculiar. Right now, we can't say that they're the same. It's let me go back up here. At about 2 a.m., a group of men was captured on video removing a manhole cover and descending into the sewer about 5 miles away at McDonald Avenue in Collin Place in Gravesend, according to cops. That's right. So 2 a.m., 5 miles away, on the same day, there were other men going in there. And to say that we don't know if they're connected is moronic, okay? How could they not be connected? It wasn't immediately clear if the incidents were linked. Well, it is immediately clear. Who the hell... You have 7 or 8 going out of one, 7 or 8 going out of the other, and you're going to say that it's just not... We're just not clear, you know, if they're connected. Because, you know, this happens all the time. We've got 7 or 8 people coming out of manholes. all over the place. You know, whether or not these are connected, who knows, right? Yeah, anyways, right now we can't say that they're the same. Well, they are, okay. It's very peculiar that there's similar incidents. Well, you know what's more peculiar? Is that people are coming out of the manholes, changing clothes, getting in a car and driving away. Who cares that there's another incident? That just means they're linked. Forget that part, though. That's not the peculiar part. The spokesman had explaining that investigators are reviewing video of both incidents. The NYPD Emergency Services Unit did a sweep of the sewers and found nothing. Okay. Well, you must have missed something. Another spokesperson said, shocking. I mean, they're not going to go in there and set something where you can see it. All right. So look harder. Get other people down there. Video shows approximately 6 individuals emerging from a manhole at about 2 a.m. after, and then let's see what this does. Oh, that's that one, huh? No, that's the one. That's a different one. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that the other incident in Brooklyn at 2 a.m. I don't know if there's footage of the people at the intersection that we're currently at. But I mean, look at these people. What are they doing? And they're changing clothes, and they just get out of there, you know, and there's these cars. I'm not sure if they get into these. Yeah, it looks like. You can hardly see it because it's so small, but. What are they doing? And they're like washing themselves off, wiping themselves down. Man, this can't be good. Yeah, I saw the game. Aphrodite. I watched it. But hey guys, any chance you can help support the channel? We're still just like not even at 10%. And so all we've had tonight is Alley Cake, Wild Bill Wassman, and Chicken Wing, and that's it, you guys. And K-Me at the very beginning. So 3 different people. We need the support from the people to keep everything moving forward here. Tomorrow night's our donation night. We've already given out 500 this month. I'm hoping to give out more tomorrow. This has just been a disastrous month for the channel and all the stuff that we do with the charities, etc., etc. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel without me having to say it 1,600 times during the show, I would appreciate it. Thank you. So I think that was the one that we just did. No, that looks different. Cops baffled after 7 people filmed emerging from Brooklyn manhole, changing clothes and disappearing. Baffled. I mean, you have to know that they were probably not doing. Is there a challenge in here? I don't get it. I didn't see one. You didn't put look at. Yeah, I don't even know what you're referring to. Oh, way up there, huh? Oh, yeah, so if we get 5 memberships, we get 5 coffees from Lisa Valenzuela. So currently we have 1, 2, 3. We need 2 more. The group emerged from a manhole around 2 a.m. on McDonald Avenue in the Gravesend neighborhood. According to surveillance footage obtained, the Flatbush Scoop. The video, well, let's see if they have better footage here. Or is that the same? Yeah, that's the same one. Why don't they just play at regular speed, you know? The group emerged from a manhole around 2 a.m. on McDonald Avenue in the Gravesend neighborhood. The video shows a person removing the manhole cover before several more climbed out of the sewer system one by one. Some of them appeared to be holding flashlights and wearing waders, gloves, and heavy-duty boots commonly used in wet or hazardous environments. Wearing waders and gloves. What are you doing in there? After reaching the surface, a group gathered near two parked cars where they appeared to remove dirty gear and load equipment into the vehicles before driving away. The incident came just an hour after a similar scene unfolded elsewhere in Brooklyn. 8 people were recorded at around 1 a.m. entering a sewer manhole near Hayward Street. So let's see. This incident came just 2 hours after a similar scene unfolded elsewhere in Brooklyn. 8 people were recorded around 1 a.m. entering sewer manhole near Hayward Street and Bedford. I thought that was 4. And Williamsburg. According to News 12, the group later emerged and left the area in a waiting vehicle. So they did the same thing. You know, and it's sort of like the size of a cell, you know. Investigators are working to determine whether the 2 incidents are connected. What do you mean you have to... I guess you have to prove they're connected. But does anybody out there think they're not connected in some way? That within 2 hours, a group of men emerged from 2 different manholes in the same city. Somehow that's just random, that they're not connected in any way, shape, or form, that they're just people that, you know, this is what people do now. They live in the sewers and they come out during the day. Did you guys see the challenge up there by Lisa Valenzuela? We need 2 more gifted memberships to reach her challenge. I mean, the live stream that I did earlier, when I was on another channel for an hour, it did way better than we're doing right here on my normal live stream. So is there any chance you guys can, you know, get the ball rolling here? We got to keep on trucking. Even combined with the earlier show, we're not even at a third of the nightly goal. I think they're more likely making a video of the abandoned subway station. Nah, no way. No chance. They're not making a video of the abandoned subway system. Yeah. They're in the sewer. They weren't making a video of the abandoned subway system. Let's see. They have to be connected. Right. Investigators are working to determine whether the 2 incidents are connected. Police examined the Gravesend location Friday afternoon and later said the area was safe and free of hazards, according to a social media post. However, the reason for the group being underground remains unknown. The reason for them being underground remains unknown. I guess they're just in there. Just ask Big Darren. They're filming the underground subway system. Give me a break. Jesus, that's ludicrous. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection also told News 12 Brooklyn is a statement in a statement that it did not find any damage to the sewer system at the Gravesend site. So this is just a rogue video crew that just went running down in there. Now, there's 8 people, though. Why wouldn't you just put 2 people down there? 8 people came out of there. Big Darren. Yeah. For these reasons, members of the public should never enter a pipe, drain, catch basin, manhole, or outfall. No arrests have been made, and the investigation remains ongoing. All right, guys, up above, Lisa Valenzuela had a challenge. We need 2 more gifted memberships to reach the challenge. Thank you. The arrests have been made and the investigation remains ongoing. Okay, so we got that one. Then we're going to move on to this. I think this one might be the one that we just did, right? Yeah, that's the one that they... And then this one, Daily Mail. Check that one out. Okay, Big Darren, go sell that theory somewhere else. Okay, I'm just not interested. All right, here we go. It says, a group of men shocked onlookers as they emerged from a manhole in a busy New York street in an incident that sparked a police probe. 7 people were seen climbing out of a sewer system on Brooklyn's McDonald Avenue in Gravesend. The dramatic exit was caught on cameras as it occurred around 2 a.m. on Friday and was published by local outlet Flatbush Scoop. The men began stripping off their filthy clothes, and they got out of the hole and then gathered near waiting cars. Hey, thanks so much there, Chicken Wing, and there's Alley Cake again. Well, thanks, Alley Cake. Some appeared to be carrying equipment and flashlights, while others seemed to be wearing boots and protective gear. Video circulating online appeared to show a person remaining near the manhole while the cover stayed closed, seemingly acting as a lookout. Hey, thanks for the flow state, Odysseus. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for reaching the goal, thank God, by Lisa Valenzuela. I think this is nuts. So they were filming 2 different movie scenes out there, Big Darren, at 2 different manholes at the same... Wow, that's awesome. These guys don't look like movie people to me. Now, could they be? I mean, who the hell knows, right? Anyways, I found the location of the precise manhole earlier. See that manhole? Now let's go do it. Actually, I'll tell you what freaks me out about it is that it's right below the train station or a train track. Where the hell is it? Is it this one? Yeah, it's way over here. And they're not really near each other. See, it's underneath this. And see, that's spooky to me. But that's McDonald and Kings Highway, and then there's this one, but the manhole's right there. So if you come down right here, and go inside, and look, it's right underneath this. I mean, who knows what they were doing? And then I think it's that manhole right there. So if I back up, it's this one. And then I'll show you how we know that. And so see in the background, those little blue pipes or whatever, they're right there. And then there's this thing, and then there's only one manhole. It's right there. See that? So that is the manhole, that one right there on the ground. And then it's right underneath this. I mean, who the hell knows what they're putting in there? You know, are they going to... I mean, you know what? I guess I hope that Big Darren's correct. Okay? I just don't think that's what this is. They don't look like... You know, I didn't see any cameras coming out of there. I didn't see any of that. Hey, thanks, Odysseus. What do you guys think? This says, this was all created because Mondami, cheaper to live in the sewer. I wouldn't doubt it, wouldn't doubt it. He's like sending everybody out of the city, basically. And then Lauren up here says, you'd think they'd be able to ID the cars quickly with all the cameras and license plate readers. Right. I mean, get the damn answers. I hope maybe it is. I actually hope it's something mundane. Okay? That's what I hope. Yeah, but if it's not, this is spooky shit right here. When you have two different groups of people, now it could be the same group that moved to a different location, and then maybe that would support Darren's theory up there. Big Darren. I don't know, but I guess that means it's an active part of the sewer, right? Yeah, it's not. Doesn't seem like a place you'd go in there to film a movie. New movie, Jackass Sewer Edition. Wait, hold on. I got to get the drum roll. It's a new movie, Jackass Sewer Edition. There you go. There you go. And I don't know what this is. Yeah. Into to link building next door. Huh. I don't know what that has to do with this. Let's see. Footage from investigation showed on NYPD. Let me get rid of that. Officers wearing respirator masks. So footage from investigation showed an NYPD officer wearing a respirator mask and stained protective coveralls being assisted out of the manhole. So he was in there checking out. But how do you know how far they went or what they were doing? I mean, after apparently searching sections of the sewer below. Additional reports suggest the men may have been underground for close to 2 hours before resurfacing. Now, when you say close to 2 hours, did they enter in at the same time that the other group entered in elsewhere? Because they actually have people in this one going in and out, and then the other one's the same. So it's not like they traveled underground there. Let's see. The incident appears to be one of several similar instances across the borough, with witnesses reporting another group descending into a manhole. When you say several other incidents, you mean one other? Into a manhole in Williamsburg at Bedford Avenue and Lynch Street. Portions of the area around McDonald Avenue between Kings Highway and Avenue S were shut down while officials worked to determine whether there were any hazards underground. Crews from the city's Department of Environmental Protection also arrived at the location to conduct their own investigation of the infrastructure below the street. A spokesperson for the department said workers were inspecting the sewer infrastructure at this location to ensure there is no damage to the system. The agency also issued a stark warning about the dangers associated with entering the city. So that's what they're worried about. Yeah, you guys, you really shouldn't, it's not safe to go into those sewers. That'll stop them, huh? Like, who the hell? I want to know what the hell they were doing in there. Give me the answer to that. And I would say if a video pops up, like Darren was saying, and it happens to show the sewer system there, then you go after those people. That's what I would do. And sue them for the manpower and the time it took for the, all the police and so forth to spend their time going into the tunnel. I don't think it's even normal for California, Lisa. Although it wouldn't shock me, though. But both incidents occurred in prominent... What are they talking about now? Sewers can contain numerous hazardous, including noxious and potentially deadly gases. Despite the dramatic scene and hours of investigation, police said no arrests had been made as of Friday evening. The New York Police Department's 62nd Precinct later attempted to reassure residents, posting on social media that the location had been examined and was considered safe. Jeez. According to the department, the area was found to be safe and free of hazards. Both incidents occurred in predominantly Jewish neighborhoods of Brooklyn. In 2024, illegally dug tunnels were discovered, but this isn't a dug tunnel. It's a sewer. Discovered being used by young Orthodox Jewish men in an attempt to link a synagogue to a nearby ritual bath at a Chabad Lubavitch global headquarters in Crown Heights. Members of the Hasidic Jewish community were arrested and charged over a 60-foot secret tunnel. What? I guess I don't know what's wrong with doing that. Like, you did make a tunnel from one of your properties to another one of your properties? I don't even know what's wrong with that. The leaders of the synagogue only discovered the tunnel after neighbors complained of hearing people speaking Yiddish under their floor. That's actually pretty funny. Come on, you gotta admit, that's pretty funny. I've been in a manhole business for 20 years. I wouldn't doubt it. That's your porn name, right? Here we go. Jim Lawn said, I've been in the manhole business for 20 years. That's his stage name. All right, there you go. Oh, jeez. Jim Lawn, my God. That's Jim Lawn for you, okay? That's Jim Lawn for you. I just had to play along, you know? Yeah, let's see. I like putting, like Vicks Vapo Rub right underneath my nose. Kind of wakes me up a little bit. All right, who's going to do another challenge in here tonight? Got to have a couple more of those to try to reach the goal somehow. All right, does it keep going? IDF squad right there. Why instantly cast suspicion upon the Jewish community? Yeah, it seems kind of odd to bring that up. They dug a tunnel. Does anybody see a comparison at all? That they dug a tunnel, like members of the Chabad community dug a hole underneath a synagogue to their like a ritual bath area or something, and somehow that's the same as people emerging from sewage tunnels and manholes. That doesn't seem to be connected whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And here's another one.
Manhole. But tonight we're learning it happened twice Friday morning. First around 1 a.m. in Williamsburg, where police are still investigating, and then an hour later in Gravesend. News 12's Morgan Scott is breaking down this bizarre story.
It's almost like a scene from a very specific show.
Ninja Turtle guys came out of the sewer, immediately sent it to my friend's group chat, started making those jokes.
Down this bizarre story.
It's almost like a scene from a very specific show.
Ninja Turtle guys came out of the sewer, immediately sent it to my friend's group chat, started making those jokes.
Oh, there you go. There's
Except
Darren's movie.
7 people emerging from a manhole in Gravesend weren't fighting any bad guys. In this video, captured at 2 in the morning, you can see them coming out one after the other and then hanging around the sidewalk.
That's very weird. Why are you guys down there, and who gave you the permission to be down there?
We still don't know how long that group was underground, raising even more questions about what exactly was happening down there while the rest of the neighborhood was asleep.
I would be very concerned, because why are we doing this at this hour of the morning as well?
But even more alarming, police say an hour before this, a group of 8 people were caught on camera entering another manhole in Williamsburg. A short time later, they were seen exiting and then taking off in a car.
I always heard that there was a lot of people living down there, so I figure there's like some maps and stuff, maybe like tunnels. I don't really know. If you ever played Elden Ring, it's like there's like an underneath map that we don't know about. It feels like that.
Regardless of what would ever prompt someone to go down, it is illegal, and the risk of exposure to numerous hazards like deadly gases is far too dangerous. In Gravesend, Morgan Scott, News 12, Brooklyn.
Well, it's not something you expect to see.
I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't see how it's not. I mean, it could be. I'd be shocked if it's a movie thing. And if I really don't think people would live down there. That seems stupid, especially in New York. New York, you could live anywhere. They don't give a damn. I mean, Mondami's not going to, so yeah, there's no reason to live in a tunnel. I mean, in a sewage system. I mean, they're sitting there wiping crap off themselves when they come out. Why would anybody choose to do that? They were in there for 2 hours. What were they doing in there? What the hell are they doing? I mean, what if they were down there to place an explosive to take out that train right above it? Doesn't that sound reasonable? Like, that's what this is right here. That's the manhole right below a train station. And, hell, it's even a place where I think people are, right in this area. So you put some massive, explosive down there, and then boom. I mean, it just seems like, that would be the worst case scenario. But I didn't see anything that they were pulling out. There was one video that seemed a little like you could see somebody had something. Huh? I didn't say they were weird at all. Who are you talking to?
Good evening. These are 2 separate incidents.
So no one thinks they were just chilling down there doing drugs? No, I don't. 7 people chilling out in New York. You can just do drugs. You just go around a corner. There's people doing drugs all the time. You don't need to go down into a sewer.
It's very similar in nature that happened around the same time, but police say it's not clear if they're related.
Well, but they are.
A large
I mean, listen. Was there anybody in here that thinks the 2 incidents today aren't related? I mean, I'm going to do a poll on that. Now, we'll get the obligatory 15% of the trolls, but are the 2 incidents of 6 to 8 men coming out of the manholes in New York connected? This should be like 95%. We got to get the obligatory troll count. There's always trolls that just go against what's rational just for the sake of doing that. Yeah, so right now we've gotten 20 votes, so we got at least 2 morons in here. Let's see, what else we got? They're up to 25 votes. Yeah, how could they not be related? That's what I'm saying. It defies common sense, logic, reason. So right now we can tell how many trolls that we have, because we're at 36 votes, and we're at 75%. That means there's 8 either complete morons or they're trolls. We just don't know at this point. Let's see. So right now we're look at the percentage there, you guys. See, this just shows you how many trolls watch the show just to. What losers, man! Unbelievable. All right. So the reality is it's 90%, 95%. The rest are trolls. All right. So I'm gonna end the votes now. There you go. I mean, it's not even like it's almost impossible that they're not related. Okay, on the same day, and it doesn't happen at all. It's never happened before. Nobody's talking about it. There wasn't another incident. And they're on the same day, within 2 hours of each other, early morning hours, where 7 or 8 people come out of 2 different manholes in different locations, and they're not even that far apart. If you think, and that's what I'm saying, it's almost ludicrous to... Now let's see how far away they are. So this is the Williamsburg one. Yeah, they're like 6 miles apart, 7 miles apart. In the same city. Yeah, there's just absolutely no way they're not connected. Yeah.
More alarming, you can see them coming out one after the other and then hanging around the sidewalk.
That's very weird. Why are you guys down there, and who gave you the permission to be down there?
We still don't know how long that group...
I always heard that there was a lot of people living down.
That guy's clueless, man. That guy should never have decided to be on a... You know, he's talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and shit. I mean, it's not a joke, dude. All right. An investigation is underway after more than a dozen people were seen entering and exiting from 2 manholes in Brooklyn, according to police on Friday. At least 7 people were seen entering the sewers via a manhole near McDonald Avenue and Collin Place in Gravesend at around 11 p.m. So they went in at 11 p.m. Thursday, and then they emerged at 2 a.m. So what? I mean, look at it. If you're spending the night sleeping somewhere, why wouldn't you stay in there till 8 in the morning or something? I don't know. I mean, it's just like 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. So you think they went in there to do drugs? They didn't seem to come out like they were wasted or anything. I don't know. Although you'd almost have to be on something to be down there, right? Authorities conducted a thorough investigation following reports of unauthorized individuals inside the sewer system on McDonald Avenue, read a social media post from the 62nd Precinct. The NYPD and other agencies have completed their sweep, confirming the area is safe and free of hazards. Another group of 8 people, and by the way, can you guys hit the like button? Is it that difficult? You know, you come in here and, you know, there's a lot of people that don't support the channel financially, but like at least you could hit the like button. That would be fantastic. It's pretty easy. You just take your finger out and you press the button. It's simple, actually. So right now we've only got 74 likes with a mere 159 people watching. And a lot of those are trolls. They just sit around and wait and wait and wait for something. Just absolute losers, where they could be out spending time with their girlfriends or boyfriends. Instead, they're hate watching a channel. Isn't that weird? Like, who the hell does that? That is some weird shit. Go examine your own lives, you idiots. Whew, wow. Anyways, they were seen climbing out of the manholes just before 4 a.m. and escaping in a vehicle. Okay. So there was 2 incidents. So there's at least 7 people were seen entering the sewers. That was the one at McDonald. And that was at 11 p.m. on Thursday and emerging at 2 a.m. Then it says another group of 8 was also seen descending into the sewers 8 miles away in the area of Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue. So those can't be the same. See, these people were in there from 11 to 2, and then 1 a.m. to 4. And let me ask you guys something here also. Don't you think it's weird that both incidents were exactly 3 hours? 2 groups of 8 in 2 different sections, and they only were in there for a 3-hour period of time. 11 to 2, and then 1 to 4. Now, I guess, let's see. Well, yeah, and the thing is they show them entering and exiting. So it's not like you can't say, oh, they exited and then they went back in and then they walk all the way over to this place. And not only that, you can't walk 6 hours in a sewer, 6 miles in a sewer in an hour. You'd have to be like jogging, running. But hey, guys, if you guys could please help support the channel tonight. We are heading into our donation night tomorrow. And we have these huge, massive lulls for unknown reasons. So if you guys have the ability, that would be great. We need some more channel memberships. Maybe somebody can do a challenge. That would be fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. Well, we had Darren up there said that maybe he thought it's not really an interesting angle. Like, ooh, hey, they're down there filming a movie. It doesn't look like they're filming a movie. There's not any equipment being brought out. Nothing. All right, but what I just said, if you guys could help support the channel, that'd be great. So another group of 8 people was also seen descending into the sewer around 8 miles away, that's driving, in the area of Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue around 1 a.m. on Friday, officials reported. They were then seen climbing out of the manhole just before 4 a.m. and escaping in a vehicle, according to the NYPD, just like the other guys did. The NYPD K-9 unit and Fire Department, New York Fire Department, and Department of Environmental Protection showed up to the scene and investigated. A spokesperson for the New York City Department of Environmental Protection confirmed that the sewers at both locations were inspected and deemed the infrastructure safe, but emphasized that entering the sewer system is both illegal and dangerous. Yeah, I'd go in there and check again. Sewers can contain numerous hazards, including noxious and potentially deadly gases, unstable surfaces, flooding risks, and confined spaces. Hit the like button, you guys. We've only got 86 likes with 169 people watching. All right, so let's hit that like button right now.
I'm tired of it, not
Hit that like button 10,
10,
20, 25, 30. Hit that like button 40, 45, 50. Hit that like button 60. It's one of the easiest damn things to do in the world. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever flows. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. We won't continue the show until we get to 100. Hit that like button, hit that like button 10, 20, 25, 30. It's the easiest damn thing to do in the world. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever flows. Hit that like button. We're only at 87. We got 13 more to go. If we don't get to 100, we're not going to keep going. Thank you very much. Hit that like button. It's so damn simple. Hit that like button. It's one of the easiest damn things to do in the world. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever flows. Hit that like button. It's so simple. It's almost unbelievable. You literally just press the like button. And we're at 88. Man, that's going to be pretty bad. We're going to have to keep on going. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever flows. Hit that like button. 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button. 40, 45, 50. Hit that like button. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And hit that like button. It's so damn simple. It's almost unbelievable. How could we possibly be only 89? Hit that like button. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Hit that like button. 50, 55, 60. Yes, it's so damn simple. It's almost unbelievable. You hit that like button. When you go and do a live stream, just hit the damn like button to help the person doing the live stream. Thank you very much. Yeah. And we only got to 91. I got 6 out of that. What a joke. Anyway, sewers can contain numerous hazards, including noxious and potentially deadly gases, unstable surfaces, flooding risks, and confined spaces. For these reasons, members of the public should never enter a pipe drain, catch basin, manhole, or outfall, the spokesperson said in a statement. Council member Susan Zhang maybe commented the New York Police Department and DEP for their response to the incident and echoed the safety risk of entering the sewers. Can you guys just hit the like button, for God's sakes? It's simple. It's right there. We got 91 with 161. We should be able to get to 100. What happened in Gravesend and Bedford Avenue this week was dangerous, illegal, and cannot be dismissed. See, that's not the part that you guys seem to like. They're not just chilling out down there. Our sewers contain deadly gases, unstable surfaces, and serious flooding risks. They are not a place anyone should ever enter. To anyone tempted to explore these spaces, it's not worth your life. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like those people were exploring, you know? It doesn't seem like that's what they were doing. And here's another one. Several men were caught on video entering sewer manhole in Brooklyn. This is CBS News. Now police are trying to determine what exactly they were doing underground. And then it said, CBS News, New York obtained video showing what appears to be a group of at least 7 men gathered around a manhole on McDonald Avenue and Collin Lane in Flatbush late Thursday night. Some of the men appear to be wearing waders and gloves. So what would they be doing? One by one, the seven descended below ground, using flashlights as their guide and cars to light up the area. So it was kind of like that, right? Had cars lighting up the area, and then they go down. Is that what the YouTube videos look like? Another camera captured the 7 men emerging from the same manhole just after 2 a.m. Friday. They appeared to change clothes, and after climbing out, a few appeared to be shirtless on the side of the road. In the video, what seems to be the sound of a manhole cover being replaced can be heard before the group leaves the area. Police said a 911 call brought officers to the scene, but the men were gone before they arrived. Late Friday afternoon, the NYPD returned to the area to investigate. Crews from the Department of Environmental Protection were also on the scene. They lowered what appeared to be cameras with a light into the manhole as they inspected the sewer system. A DEP spokesperson said they are inspecting the sewer infrastructure in the area to make sure nothing was damaged. Entering the sewer system is both illegal and extremely dangerous. Sewers can contain numerous hazards, including noxious and potentially deadly gases, unstable surfaces, flooding risks, and confined spaces. For these reasons, members of the public should never enter a pipe drain, catch basin, manhole, or outfall, the spokesperson added in part. Police said there is no apparent link to terrorism. Right, is that because you hadn't found anything? Is that... That's just so weird how they say that. Right. Where was that part? Police said there's no apparent link. Right. There's nothing apparent, like you don't see it. And they are actively working to identify and find the men seen in the video. They could face burglary charges if caught. The NYPD said a similar incident was reported in Williamsburg. According to police, 8 individuals were seen entering a manhole near Hayward Street and Bedford Avenue. So they don't have video of this. Around 1 a.m. Friday, then exiting at 3:40 a.m. Hey guys, can you guys please help support the channel tonight? I'm not sure what's going on, and we're having the same issues tonight as yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before. We need to have a challenge or something going. We're currently even combining the other show. We're at 50%. And we got our donation night coming in tomorrow. My channel's donated $295,000 since January of 2020. We donate thousands of dollars every single month. And I need the support from the people watching so that we can continue to do that. At least something this month. I mean, we're barely over the portion where I've told you guys before that if we don't get over a certain amount, then there's a certain amount that the channel needs to survive. We are struggling. All right, I know it's funny to you, Sandy Shirley, but let's see if we can get some, activity going. That'd be great. Police said they were alerted well after the fact, and no arrests have been made. Yeah, and that one either. The NYPD said it's unclear what the men were doing after entering the manhole, and it's unknown if this is connected to the Flatbush incident. These incidents are similar. Are similar to one that took place in April of 2025. In that incident, 3 people were eventually taken into custody, charged with burglary and criminal mischief. Okay, so that was April of 2025, and then you have a day where 2 events are happening at the same time. I already did it. I said it's like 7 miles. What are you talking about? Can you show the distance from each entry, and will you post this video? It's always posted on my channel. What are you talking about? Yeah. Who's going to do a challenge? You guys, we need one. Now there's a manhole over there, and then a manhole over here. Yeah, they're 6.5, 7. They said 8 miles driving, but they're quite a ways away. But there's the same number of people, both early in the morning. Do you guys even see what's happening in here? Like, we're not, I mean, I don't really understand these huge lulls where we're just... Any of you guys? Does anybody see it? Or is it just me? Because you guys seem to be talking about other things, and I'm trying to reach goals and go over the cases. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it just seems like nobody's really focused in on what I'm saying. Right. No, they didn't walk from one to the other because it's 6 miles. And 6 miles, one of them they entered at 11 and exited at 2 in the morning, and the other one they entered at 1 and left at 4. So it's impossible for them to have entered at 11 and then somehow, like 2 hours in a... There's just almost no way. To walk 6 miles, you'd have to walk 3 miles an hour, but it's like 8. So you'd have to be going 4 miles an hour for 2 hours in a sewer, which is quick walking to get to the other tunnel. And not only that, they went into the tunnel at both locations and then came out the same people. I don't know if they're different people. Apparently there's no video of the other one. It's going to be a short night again. Yeah. I also want you to focus in on what we're doing. I'm trying to... Oh boy. Here we go again. Yeah, I know it goes over this one. And I guess they're both near like Jewish areas. So, I don't when I look at the people, they seem to be sort of dark-haired, small, people. I don't know how tall they are or whatever. It's just kind of an interesting... Maybe we can try to... Let me see if I can load the video into here. And maybe zoom in on it a little bit. No, that's not the one. It's the... Well, the Instagram video is the only one that kind of just shows it. Yeah, so that guy had something in his hand there. Like he was, one of these guys. Like that guy picked something up. See that? And he walked away with it. What was that? I don't know. It's kind of just repeating it. Yeah, maybe hiding something. I don't know what they're doing. It doesn't look like they're bringing camera gear out of there. What does that even mean? It's the Israeli Day Parade. What are you talking about?
We're following a bizarre story in Flatbush. Take a look at this video. Several men were caught on camera coming up out of a sewer manhole at McDonald Avenue and Cullen Lane. We're told this happened around 2 o'clock this morning. The men then changed their clothes and walked away. Police were called to the scene, but the men were gone, and investigators want to find them. This happened around 2 o'clock this morning. The men then changed their clothes and walked away. Police were called to the scene, but the men were gone, and investigators want to find them.
Ah, jeez, I'm getting tired. Man, this night's just. I mean, just reading all the back talk from everybody, and it just sucks. I don't know. It doesn't look like they have anything in here. Maybe they've got something over here. That looks like the same spot. So they're putting somebody in there, the manhole. The incident happened near McDonald Avenue, Avenue South, close to the Kosher Corner supermarket. The investigation was reportedly triggered by surveillance footage showing about 6 individuals climbing out of a manhole around 2 a.m. After allegedly spending nearly 2 hours underground, witnesses also claim someone stood nearby acting as a lookout while the group remained below the street level. Police shut down parts of the area as officers canvassed for surveillance video and inspected the manhole and surrounding underground infrastructure. Authorities have not publicly, I don't know. Maybe it is stupid people just, I don't know what they're doing down there with crap all over them and everything. I don't know what that means, Lizzie Rob. I have no idea. Try to do a super thanks instead. Like a super, what are those other things? There's super chats and then those other things. The other one. See if that works. I don't know. How do you email YouTube? They don't really respond to anything. Yeah, super sticker. Try that. What do you mean? What do you mean YouTube doesn't want me talking about it? This I don't know if I showed you guys this because I got this one today. If you want to look at the... I don't really, what makes you say that, Lori? What are you talking about? I thought this was sort of interesting, more aerial photographs over there at the Tyler Robinson event. But I know we were looking at the sewage thing. I just don't know what else to say about it. Yeah, so it's like right underneath there. Yeah, so there's a synagogue right here. There's a synagogue right there. There's a lot of them. There's one right there. There's 1, 2, 3. They're surrounding it, really. Look at that. That's sort of interesting, isn't it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe these people, they're terrorists. That maybe that's what they're doing. Something regarding that. And then what about this one? Yeah, and there's the other one. See, that's also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around, and then another one right there. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Hey, thanks, Whiskey Boots. Yeah, maybe we won't ever hear the answer because they'll just drop it. It won't be a story. Hopefully, the reporters over there keep pushing on it. Because if I lived there, I'd want to know the answer. I mean, who knows what they did down there? They could have put some gas or something in the sewerage itself, so maybe it goes up into people's apartments somehow. I don't know if it works that way, but it just seems like it's pretty crazy, Yep, thanks for the coffee earlier, Lisa. All right, good luck out there tomorrow, Wild Bill. Send me the. You didn't send me. You didn't send me the images of your fish though. You said, "Hey, check out these fish," but there was no fish in your. You didn't put a attachment. It wasn't there, so you have to send it again. You know, Google tries to do an automatic reply, and it said, "Nice haul," and I was like, "Well, I didn't even seen it." And thanks for the memberships and whatnot. Yeah, but I really need your guys' support in here financially. We need the super chats and buy me a coffees, etc. We're really, really behind yet again. Come on, super chats are working. How could they just not be working? Just tonight. Maybe I think you have to sign out and sign back in. Some people, if they weren't working, then other people wouldn't have been able to send them in, right? Or is that just reality? Or how many of you have tried to send super chats in and they're not working? And if not, why don't you send the buy me a coffee instead? You know, if those aren't working, try this one. I don't know if that's going to make it work, but yeah, right there. See if you can try that one. Anyways, is anybody interested in seeing some of this aerial footage that I was showing Paramount Tactical in the Tyler Robinson case? This is like there was a plane flying over that actually filmed this stuff. That's what they do. Yeah, well, there's something wrong with your account then, Lizzie. So you have to sign out and sign back into YouTube, and I bet it would work. You have to be signed into YouTube or it doesn't work. Hey, it works, Lori. Hey, try it again. I'm not sure if that worked correctly there, Lori Love. Let's see if it works next time, too. Let's just verify it. Okay, I see it working now. Oh, there's Crazy Lady. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow we've just sort of fallen on some hard times over here on my channel compared to other times. For example, February, we had double the income as this month, and that month was 28 days, and this is 31. So I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. You know, to be honest, right now, what cases are people like? What's the big case that everybody's following right now? Doesn't seem to be one. You know, Nancy Guthrie, there's these little niche people talking about the same stuff, and various people, and, you know, as long as you keep covering it over and over and over, they have a place to go. I always like to, you know, talk about other things from time to time. No, I don't think it's gas prices. I mean, it's pretty expensive. I had to pay, I think it was like $75. Oregon's way more than a lot of places. It's $6 something a gallon here. Yeah, we're just like California, just a pile of shit. You know, Oregon sucks. You know, I love the you know, physically the state. It's beautiful, but God, I put too much of that stuff on my nose. It's just ridiculous over here. You know, unbelievable. You know, like, think about California for a second. You know, the rest of the country is $4 a gallon. It's $8 in California. So that means they're charging like $4 something, $3 something a minimum per gallon of gas. How many gallons of gas do you guys think are bought in California each year? I would say 1 billion. So I mean, they're bringing in, I mean, more than $1 billion. That's ludicrously low. I mean, when you're talking about 20 million people, people probably buy 1,000 gallons of gasoline a year. So I think it's like $300 billion. Their income that they bring in on taxing people on gas over there is so ludicrous. And then you say, well, where does that go? Where in the hell is that money that they, it's insane, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's last month, though. This is May, Sandy. All right, let's see. Gas prices on top of grocery prices. It's really bad, especially for people who have to drive a lot. And I don't know. It just seems like, why would it change so much since February? Oh, that's pretty cheap. $5.59. That's how it is. That's how much it is over here. Southern California is different, though. It's a little more conservative. So maybe it's Los Angeles. It's $8. Hey, thanks, Thomas Termite. Yeah, I didn't get your video yet, Wild Bill. Hopefully it comes in. Manhole Matthew is my parakeet's name. Wow, what a weird name for a parakeet. Yeah, look at that. $3.90 in Florida. That's like a bargain. Like even over here it was $3.90 even when it was low. That's like a good price. Oh man, $3.90? Hell yeah. But that's high for Florida. Like in Florida it's $2, $2.20 or something. Oh, you keep sending it. You send it on Facebook. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. There's his haul in there. What was the big one in there? How much? What's the big one in there? Yeah, like liberal states and cities, they tax people to death. And then what happens is people end up leaving the state to go in a state where they don't have to pay tax. And then what really bothers me is those same liberals that left the state to not pay taxes, they go to the state that has the better laws where they don't have to pay the high taxes, and then they vote in the same people that raise the taxes where they came from. They're just idiots. I mean, just stupid people. You can't. Here's how it doesn't work. You can't be a socialist liberal type, move to Florida because of the taxes, and then not change your party at that point. Because if you don't, you'll just vote in the same losers that got you into the situation you were in the first place. It's just unbelievable. The brains that these people have. It's sick. It's like, what are you doing? You left because it was so bad. And now you're voting in the same people. You want to vote in the same people that'll make it bad for you now in your new place. Ugh, geez, doesn't that make you sick? I mean, even if you are liberal, isn't that dumb? Like to think about, like, why would you do that? You left, and then you go somewhere and you start voting in the same people that have the same ideas as the people you abhorred and left. Does that make any sense to anybody? And the answer should be no. All right. Anyways, let's take a look at this right here. And I know, and the thing is, there's a lot of liberals that watch my channel and Democrats and stuff like that. I'm just asking the question. Don't you find that to be strange? Like, why would you do that? you're going to try, it's almost like locusts moving around and gobbling up and destroying the next place. It doesn't make any sense. But isn't this crazy? This is actually Charlie Kirk's tent. And this is a shot taken on September 10th at 11:27. Charlie Kirk is killed less than an hour after this. And man, it would have been so incredible. I think right there is the shot where the shot came in. And then if you keep going through this a little bit, like there's another shot. These are ones that are at an angle from this airplane. They're not straight down. This one is at 11:02, so earlier. But look, see, there's even still people there already an hour and 27 minutes or so, 20 minutes before the event. Right there. And then this is a whole completely different date. I don't know why I threw those ones in there, but these are September 23rd and 24th. This one is September 10th at 11:36. So this one's even later. See this? See, now it's getting filled in, and here's the tent. His cars aren't even there yet. Now this one is at 11:36 also. And that one's just not going to be clear. And then this one's at 11:36. And then, let's see, this one is at, again, I guess, 11:36. And then look at that one. That one's straight down on it. And that one's at 11:18. Isn't that wild? And so again, like he pulls into there. I don't think you can see the place where the shot came in. This one you can. So this is at 11:18. And see, there's a lot of people around there. And what's crazy is Tyler Robinson, I think that earlier shot you could only see to there. Tyler Robinson shoots from right there. Like he gets to right on this spot, and he shoots right down through that there's a little opening there, and then into the tent right there. So he was right on this little spot. And he's there about less than an hour after this shot right here. Do you guys find this interesting at all? All right. And then, so that's 11:18 again. All right, let's see. Then we go to, this is September 10th, 2025 at 11:18 also. So this is, so there's the plane flies over and then it takes different photograph. And so this is the TMZ shot. There's the fuchsia plants. And then this is the house that has the camera on it. And then Tyler Robinson comes walking in and then turns, and then he goes near this side over here. And I have that right on 18 here. Yeah, so right in this video here, if you go back, see that? There's those little fuchsia plants over there. And from there he walks across the street. And he makes his way over to here. See, right now he cuts across. So right on the other side of that driveway, he cuts across. You see him right there. See that? And that's the same as this shot right here, which is, this shot right here is, he's actually walking by there about 30 something minutes after this. That's crazy. So he walks about 30, I would say 30, or 29 minutes after this, he's walking by right here. So he goes right there. And it's crazy. Could you imagine if this plane had flown over, like right when he's walking around? You could have seen him walking for, like, it's just sort of bad luck that the camera filmed when it filmed. If it had filmed at like even 11:40, like 11:50 instead of 11:28, you'd see him walking around. Like, you'd actually be able to zoom in and see his human shape walking right there. That would have been crazy. It's almost did it though. And then I think this is further. I think this is. Well, not really sure exactly. Let me see what it did. Oh yeah, it's just going north. See, one thing this didn't show is right there. So this is the spot where this also has a camera, and he walks by, goes around that tree, and then he heads this way on the grass. Okay, so it's going north up here. So look what it's doing. It's going north, and then right there. This is what I was showing yesterday. See that? That's a blue car, and then a white sort of, I don't know what you call it, but it looks sort of like a pickup truck. A little bit, like it's hard to describe it. But if you go over here and then back it up to the dry run, see that right there? There's the dry run. There's the white truck that's sort of a pickup, and then there's the blue car. Isn't that crazy that, like, this car drove away, but this one here is at 11:45 and 53 seconds. That satellite footage that we were just looking at right here is at 11:18 a.m. So it's literally like 27 minutes later he walks by there. Hey, look, we got a challenge by Marty's Bar and Grill, you guys. Will it work? Who the hell knows? We need 5 gifted channel memberships, and then Marty's Bar and Grill will donate $50 in coffee. That would be amazing. So thanks, you guys. If we can get 4 more of those, that'd be fantastic. All right, so there's the blue car, and then there's the white car right there. And so let's go back. This satellite image here is pretty cool because right after that it kind of moves over, and then look at it, goes up this side street right here, and then this is where the Dodge Challenger's parked. I'm almost, like, I'd say 95+% positive that is the Dodge Challenger of Tyler Robinson right there. Seriously. Hey, thanks Randizzle Randy and Wild Bill Wassman. So look at that. That is the Dodge Challenger. And then that's at 11:18. So he does some, this is kind of cool, this video here, because there's some other shots of it. So let's see. I'm not really sure what this one is, but it kind of looks, no, that's the same spot. But that's just a completely different date. Although that does say that date. Let's see what time it is. All right, so this is, okay, so that's September, survey captured on September 24th. So that's not going to be good. And then the car, that same spot is right there. This one is September 23rd. There's no vehicle there. And that's September 18th. That's September 24th again. Okay, now this one is September 10th at 11:26. So remember a minute ago there was one at 11:18. So that means the car was there at 11:18. We can prove it. 11:18 and 11:26. Okay. Now watch this. There's one more in here. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so he had the time. It was right there. Here we go. So at 11:10, right? At 11:10, Watch this. That car is not there now. It should have been right there. See, it should have been parked right there, and it's not. So isn't it interesting that at 11:10 it's not there, and it kind of makes sense. Like he hadn't moved it into that position yet. So maybe he parked somewhere else on the dry run. Don't really know. But at 11:10, that car wasn't there. Now, normally, like at that time of day, 11 something, a car would probably be parked there for hours and hours and hours. But apparently it wasn't there at 11:10. It was there at 11:18. And then it was there at 11:28. All right, so right now we've got Wild Bill Wassman, Randizzle Randy, and Miss Kyla. And we need 2 more gifted memberships to have Marty's Bar and Grill send in $50 worth of coffee, which is a better deal because it doesn't take 30% like YouTube. So if you guys have the ability to do 2 more of those, that would be great. So do you guys find that interesting? That at 11:10, it wasn't there. 11:18, it was there. And then at 11:28, it was there. Okay? So guess what? I would say it's almost certain that in this image right here, Tyler Robinson is sitting inside that car. Now you might say, well, how do you know that is what it is? And that's where we come up with this. See, I actually purchased a 2013 Dodge Challenger 3D model. All right. And then look at this. So let's get rid of the graph on here. Get rid of that. Now watch this. Bing, bing. I'm going to turn it on and off and just kind of look at it. It's, it's not the same. I don't know why the rendering just looks like that, but watch how it looks like a cartoon. But look where the window is and everything. So the thing is when I go like this, the window goes to here. Okay, that's just shadow there. So right when I turn on, look how perfect that lines up. Now look at these. I don't know what those are called, but it's sort of like this airfoil thing or something that intakes air. You see how there's that one that's bright there, and then there's another one over there? Watch when I turn this on. Look at that. Boom. Those 2 things are right there on them. Then the back window is right there, and that appears to be right in the right spot again. I think you could probably... I could move the model a little bit, but see how there's a rear view mirror right there? Look where that is. I mean, it's just freaking crazy. It's like absolutely perfect. And so I think that has a incredible likelihood of being Tyler Robinson's Dodge Challenger. And where that is located, if you notice these 2 manholes that are right there, if you go to Google Earth, and we go over to, I get to go to the right place now. I can get there quick because I've been there 1,000 times in my head and physically, just once. Right there. So that is located right here. There are those 2 manholes right there. So the vehicle was parked right there. Now look how perfectly this worked for my previous 2 spots. Here is where I had him parked originally, and it's actually a better parking spot than where he chose because there's a fence there, a side of a house with no window. It would have been perfect, and I thought it was there because we see him walking this direction around like that. But hey, guys, any chance we can get those other 2 gifted memberships like I've asked already, like 4 or 5 times? We just have to get 2 more gifted memberships. And so on your end, it's like 3 to 1. All right. So if you give $5 for a super chat or a gifted membership, we'll get the $50 worth of coffee. Any chance you guys could do that for me? I'd appreciate it. So he's walking this direction. That's why I thought he parked there. And then I thought later he parked right there when he did his final run, because it's quicker, and that's also a great spot with a fence and a fence, no sight over here, and that house is far away. So you could come out, drive like this, or walk like this, and then come around. But that isn't what he did, apparently. He was right there, which is on the same street that I had him on. So he just walked down like this. I had him right there. But now, on his final run, he must have just came down like this, turned right, and then went this direction, and then went into the neighborhood. On the run where, I guess it would be the dry run. I don't know if he parked up here or not. But he parked somewhere where, you know, he had to walk ways from here. I think from here around is the same as from here around like this. You know, so it's the same distance. If he went back to his car afterwards, it'd still take the same amount of time. Might be a little shorter, probably to here-ish. Hey, thanks, Miss Kyla. Well, we just need one more now. Not sure what the struggle is again to try to get to one of these challenges. It's like pulling teeth. We got that one, and then so Miss Kyla had to do 2 in a row because we couldn't get 2 other people to get to that challenge, so that Marty, who generously offered to send in $50 worth of coffee, could do it. All right, so we just need one more now. So we got that, and let's go over back up to here. And so we know that it wasn't there. Oh, yeah, and then he also found, in this one, he went back around, and I think he found, that might be the Challenger right here, which is amazing. Look what time it is. This shot here. I'm going to move it forward until he puts up his metadata. It's right there. There it is. See that? 11:10. That's when it wasn't at that other spot, right? So it wasn't at the other spot at 11:10, but it was there at 11:18. So wouldn't it make sense that this? I mean, very possibly. I mean, it's like I can't say 100% or whatever, but this is driving. Let me zoom out. So when we're looking at this, that car is right. I think it might be this one, right there, and so it's heading this direction. And it's not too far from there where it would go north. Hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. There we go. Wow. Thank you. We did it. Thanks, everybody, for reaching the challenge. Yeah, so there is the vehicle. And let me just see. There's a couple manholes right there. I guess if we zoom in. I think it's right here across from this church. It's hard to see though with let me turn off roads. Yeah, now you can see it better. I know, let me see that again. Yeah, that looks like the driveway that goes into it. I think. No, it's right here. There you go. He's driving. I can see that driveway for sure. Watch. See that? Yeah, the tree and then all that. That's exactly the same. Let me go back to Google Earth. See, right there, and there's the tree. And I don't see those 2 manholes or whatever the hell those are on the ground, but that's where the car is. And it's heading this direction. So it easily could have just drove up there and turned and went into there. And that's exactly, if that car was still, if it was parked there at 11:10, then I wouldn't say that. But it wasn't parked there at 11:10. So this very well could be that. Now, when you look at this picture, you go, oh, look how long the back end is. But that isn't the back end. That's a shadow. See all these shadows, how they're heading in sort of off to the left? The car ends right there. You can see it if you kind of squint your eyes. The color's different right there. And that is exactly what a Dodge Challenger looks like. And I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever if that's what that vehicle is. I'm less certain about that vehicle as the other vehicle that's parked. However, doesn't the timing work perfectly? At 11:10, the Dodge Challenger was not at that location where it's parked on the street, but it is there at 11:18 and 11:28. And now we have a vehicle that looks like it could be a Dodge Challenger heading towards that location at 11:10, which absolutely makes sense. That maybe it got there at like 11:13 or something, and the plane just didn't fly over right at that time. It flew over at 11:18. So, anyways, what do you guys think of that? Anything? Any thoughts? Anything? Hello? Anybody there? Oh man, you guys are. Yeah, it is cool. I mean, I'm not as certain about this one as the other one, but this car makes sense also. It really does. It makes sense, everything about it. And even, I mean, it looks like let me go back to this. I mean, just everything. Even has a similar window on it. You can see it right there, kind of comes around. And the back's there, and then the car ends right there. And all of this is shadow right there. I mean, let's just take it out of here and make it look the way it's supposed to look. All right, so let's go in here, and then I'm going to go, and I'm just going to do the clone stamp tool, and just kind of work my way in there. I think that's this one. Let me see, where is that? Here, I got Windows, Workspace, Essential Default. Okay, there we go. I think it's in there. Why doesn't it pop out? There it is. Clone stamp tool. Okay. So I think it's like right here is the back of the. I'm just going to go up there and go. Yeah. I think it's something more like that. I don't know if that's quite right. Maybe like right in here. Oops. I mean, I can't make it perfectly perfect, but I think that's kind of that's what we're looking at. That's the actual shape is like that. Something more like that. You see? And see, then that's what they look like, And when you look at that I think you have to say, okay, that really could be the Dodge Challenger. Let's look it up. 2000. Well, what we could do is, I don't know how long that would take though. If I opened up 3D Studio Max and then loaded in the model, do you guys want me to do that? Because I can put it in the same position. And then we could sort of see if it looks right everywhere. I mean, it is moving too, but it doesn't appear to be that motion blurred. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Import this in somehow, and then the YouTube video. Do video. Working on. And then it was, jeez, we got so many. Charlie Kirk 3D model. And then we've got the Dodge Challenger 2013. See, there's one right there. 2013 fixed. Okay, let me open that one. Wow. I mean, I'm already going, okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Look at this. Let me just open that up. Yeah, so it's more like this, kind of. It's pretty close already. Ah, man, that's looking pretty good. I think it's a little bit more like this. And then, let's see. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm just gonna grab this like that. I mean, you can make it look a hell of a lot better, but I'm just gonna take that, bring it into here, and then put it in there. Control F. Remove background. Is there any other YouTube channels that can do any of this stuff? Honestly, when you're working through cases? And the answer is no. All right, here we go. We go like this. Man. Can I get a boom chakalaka? That looks pretty damn close. You know, one's, real world shiny. Now the back of it, I just had to cut it off where I thought, But I could easily, like if I went back, I don't know, let's just get rid of this and then go, it's going to it recorded all that? That's crazy. Ah, shoot. Yeah, I got that one. Let me go back to this again. And then let's put that on there, and then let's try to. I got a good idea here. So once we have this, I'll put this one on top of it. This one right here, and then let's. This will be sweet. We're going to remove the background from this image right here, and then it'll get rid of all that other gray that's in there. And then I'm going to reshape it again, like rotate it and stuff correctly. Probably about like that. And then I'm going to scale it. More. And then maybe rotate it a little bit more the other direction. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, let's just see how close I've got it so far. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select select inverse of that. Now look how it has the car selected, but then I'm going to remove this car, and then on this one, I'm going to just leave that part in there, like that's where the shadow is. Just all the rest of this, all right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to this so it doesn't cut out. Well, let's see. Man, I just want to have that last... I know how to do it. So let's see, is this minusing? No, it added it. Ah, shit. Oh, man. Let me go back one. There we go. See how it does? It did it like that, but that's not what I wanted. Oh, man. Okay, let me try this. Okay, select inverse. Add it. Go right there, and that added that. Okay. That looks pretty good. And then what I can do is copy, I think that's just by itself there. There you go. I mean, look at that, you know, so that's pretty sweet. However, on this level here, I need to do that clone stamp again. No, that's pattern. Clone stamp. And then I'm on this level. Let's see. I'm just gonna... Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so now it should have a really, like a perfect shape of it. Look at that. See, now that I've done the back the way it's supposed to be, look at this. Every element looks good. I think. Well, I don't have the same angle, like inside of there, but the shape of the car is very close, don't you think? I think it's off on, I need to rotate it more towards me. There's a little bit off right in there, the window, but it looks pretty good other than that, like the shape of the vehicle. Yeah, and it's hard to do because like that car is moving. Obviously the window, like the window looks like it's kind of far back there. I don't know, it's hard to, but the shape of it looks good. You know? It's just maybe, I think it might be where it needs to be rotated towards me more. Like if I was back in this program, I would go like this. More, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks pretty good though. I mean, I think it just shows that it generally has a similar shape. Now the window, I think, you know, it's moving the car, so there's motion blur in here, so I can't tell exactly where the back window is supposed to be, etc. So anyways, either way, it looks pretty good. put that one in there too. I think that was pretty good. Anyways, what do you guys think? So are you guys all showing up for donation night tomorrow? Usually our lowest turnout. We have one last push and then try to send some money out. Not sure what we can do. We've done 500 this month. I'm hoping to do 2,000 total. You know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I mean, if we have a really phenomenal donation night, which doesn't seem very likely, you know, maybe we could do 2,500. But yeah, it's just hasn't been very good. All right. Well, I was going to go over. I'll save the Lynette Hooker stuff for tomorrow. I think, you know, that could be like a whole show. You know, we'll get all caught up on that. It seems like they're doing another search. I wonder if it'll end up being exactly what I thought. Remember that? How in the Lynette Hooker, I had that little island over there. It was where he put her body at a different time. And the whole boating thing was just bogus. They have the Coast Guards back out there searching based on his cell phone data. I mean, excuse me, his app on his cell phone. Yeah. What do you agree with? Yeah, I've said this from the day one when we first went over Lynette Hooker. I said that she was... It's right here. And I think that he took her to this island over here in one of these remote spots and put her in somewhere where, you know, nobody's ever going to stumble upon her over there. And she never made it in the water. If she made it in the water, she would have floated to the surface a hell of a long time ago. All right? Unless she was weighed down. Now, if she was weighed down, then, you know, when you find her, then he's going to get arrested immediately. Apparently, they're going to search a 25-foot deep water area. But why aren't they checking this island here? It's right there. It's the only thing that's right there. You know, of course, there's these other little islands. I mean, hell, maybe he did something like that, you know? Don't know, but... that's just what I think. Well, if you combine the two shows, we're still about $90 short of reaching the goal today, but hey, it's better than a stick in the eye, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, all this stuff that you're seeing on here is what I came up with the first day of the case. You know, this stuff here. Now, these other things were later when they showed the route that he was taking, etc. You know, hey, thanks for that. Look at that. 48 Months by Aaron Bremer. That's 4 years of complete hell, isn't it? Yeah. Man, where was that? There's a... Oh, yeah. So right over here, apparently is the bar that they were at 4:30 drinking rum and cokes. And see, look how, you know, just you get out there, your dinghy's over here. How do we know he wasn't over here? I'd like to see this. Where's the 25-foot water? I'm kind of looking forward to going over that tomorrow. You know? We'll see how it goes. But anyways, I think that, I don't know. I think that's going to do it for me tonight, you guys. Thanks for being here. Congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs. To be honest, I don't like them or Oklahoma City. I don't like any of those guys. I don't like any of them. You know, people just like people. Like, nobody liked the Spurs 2 years ago. But now they got Wemby. Oh, yeah, I love the Spurs. You know, just like the Lakers. It's just garbage, you know. Whenever the Lakers had some, you know, the good players, everybody loves the Lakers. Oh, the Lakers. Oh, they're fucking, you know, they're so great. They're so awesome. I almost said the F word right there. Ah, they're so great. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? I would be embarrassed to be like a Knicks or Laker fan. You're so cliche at that point. You know what I mean? It's like, why don't you pick something that's a little edgy, something that, you know, you can root for, and, you know, instead of like, oh, I love the Knicks. How can you love the Knicks? Play the worst style of basketball in the history of the planet. At least this team, however, you know, sometimes they hustle. I like that. They get the ball moving around. But I can't stand watching, what's his face, that little guy. He just, like, geez, so boring. Just dribble, 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 dribble. Dribble, 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 jab step, dribble, dribble, jab step, dribble, dribble, jab step, shoot. Yeah, it's just, good God, you guys. I think the Spurs are going to sweep them. Yeah, that's what I said. Whoever wins the West is so much better. People just don't. Yeah, I hate Brunson. I just can't stand the guy. As you know, his dad. He used to play for the Blazers too. They're just, yeah, what a bunch of slimy people. Yeah, no, like the West is so much better. The people in the East, they don't understand it. They don't get it. It isn't even going to be close. You know what's amazing about the Spurs? You know, I have to respect their basketball. It's like when we played them, the Blazers, you know, we beat them in game 2 when Wemby, you know, we were already ahead, but he got hurt, and then they didn't get to go on their massive runs that they have. And then there was the game 3 and 4 in Portland. We had a 15-point lead at halftime in game 1, lost that by, just got crushed. Then game 3, we had a 19-point lead at like half. I mean, we played better than all these other teams did. We literally had a shot to beat them 3 times, and even a 4th time. Game 1, we just played we just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. It wasn't the defense. We just didn't make shots, and that's really what it kind of comes down to, is just making shots. And they go on, the Spurs. They're just crazy. They go on these runs that are just absolutely diabolical. Like, you're down 9, you cut it to 1, then you get a 1-point lead, and then 3 minutes later you're down 15 or something. I mean, it's just absolutely ludicrous, the runs they go on. You know the Blazer game? In the Blazers had a let's see, what was it? Like I was saying, they had a 19-point lead, and then at halftime, and then we lost by 27 or something. And then the next game, the first quarter, we got down 19. And it was something like 80 to 27 or something in those 3 quarters. Can you believe that? Like, it was ridiculous. I mean, it's just some crazy number, like 75 to 30 or something. You know, not way worse than that, though. I mean, you lose by 20-something, you're up 19. That's a 40-point swing. And then the next game, you're down 19. That's 59 points in 3 quarters to be outscored. Imagine that. That's insane. But yeah, I just think the Spurs are going to blow out the Knicks. It isn't even going to be. It's going to be a joke, you know. And you know what the Knicks will say? Well, we had too many days off. Right. And then you know what? Let's say their series went 7, we didn't get the rest. We didn't get the rest that they got, you bastards. But the NBA, however, might try to make it a series, you know, so they might start calling weird fouls. They want it to go 7. I just said, hey, well, that's weird. Look at Randizzle Randy. He thought he typed it in before me, but I was actually saying that at the same time. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so they're just going to say, yeah, the NBA wants it to go 7. But, you know, it just is what it is. You can't, like, if you're making shots, that's just is what it is, right? I mean, I remember, well, you know, you guys don't remember any of this, but in 1977, the Blazers made the playoffs. I think their record was 48-34. They made the playoffs, and in the first round, it was 2 out of 3. And in Game 3, they barely won against the Chicago Bulls with Artis Gilmore, etc. We won. We were up 2 and made a jumper and won by 4. And we won that series. And then after that series, we played the Denver Nuggets with Dan Issel, a lot of really good players on that team. And we beat them in 6. So it was 4-2. And then after that, we played the Lakers. And the Los Angeles Lakers with Jabbar and, you know, it was a great team. And they were supposed to smoke us. And we beat them in 4 straight. It was amazing with Walton, Lucas, and all those guys. They just ran them out of the gym. I mean, it was unbelievable. So they beat them 4 straight to make it to the finals. So we won in 4 straight, and the Sixers, Philadelphia, was playing Houston, and their series still went on. So we had to wait 10 days to play this Philadelphia 76ers for the World Championship. And then in the first game, we got blown out. Game 2, we got beat pretty badly, too. But at the end of Game 2, that's when Maurice Lucas and Daryl Dawkins got in a fight. And, I mean, Lucas absolutely won that one. He just came up and nailed Dawkins. Dawkins tried to punch Bob Gross in the face. He missed Bob Gross and then punched Doug Collins in the face. And then Dawkins started backing up like I don't even know what you call it. And then Lucas came flying in and hit him in the back of the head with an elbow so hard that he flew forward. And then he turned around and tried to box Lucas. And Lucas threw a couple punches in there. And then we were down 2-0. But that fight changed the whole series. And then after that, we won 4 straight games. We won the next 2 in Portland in blowouts. Then we went to Philadelphia for Game 3 and got up by 19 points after the third quarter, and they whittled it down to almost beating us. And then we went back to Portland. It'll be Philadelphia ball, 5 seconds to go. Portland League, 109-107. Free will inbound to McGinnis, drive, stop, pump, shoot, short, no good, and the game is over! The game is over at about 2 minutes and 18 seconds past the hour of 2 o'clock. The Portland Trail Blazers have won the World Championship. They are number 1. Yeah, I remember the Pistons. I thought we had a better team than they did. They had Isaiah Thomas and Vinnie Johnson. Those 2 guys. Like, we actually beat the year that we lost to the Pistons. Game 1, we were absolutely killing them. And then Lambeer started hitting threes, and they won the game just sort of at the end. Game 2, we beat them. We actually beat the Detroit Pistons on the road, and then we came back to Portland thinking, shit, we just have to take care of business because it's 2-3-2. You know, you play 2 on the road, 3 at home, 2 on the road, and then we come back to Portland for 3 games, and we lost all 3. One game we barely lost. Danny Young hit a half-court shot at halftime, and it was just after at the end of the game, and that didn't count. And I was like, we're gonna win it all, everybody! Oh, Jesus! And I was you know what game I went to go to? Randizzle Randy. Guess what game I got to go to? Game 6 or 5. I was at Game 5. When the Pistons won the World Championship. I was right there. My dad had these great seats. They were row B, like just behind the bench, standing there. And you could just see it, man. Drexler fouled out. We were going to win that game. Drexler fouled out. And we didn't have the scoring punch kind of went away. And then it came down to Vinnie Johnson. I think it was a tie game. And then Vinnie Johnson does a little baseline jumper, like a little shot that just he always makes. Bam! They're up 2. Then we had the ball with .7 to go, I think it was. Threw it to Porter in the corner, and he shot it on time, and it skipped off to the left and right. It was like, man, so really, the weird part about that series is that the 3 games in Portland, we almost won 2 of them. It wasn't like the Pistons came in and blew us out, you know. What's wild is earlier in the season, Chuck Daly, the coach of the Pistons, he said he saw how we were playing and we had a great game against him. He goes, man, we should just lace it right up now for the championship. He knew that we were going to make it there, you know. But I remember all of it, you know. And I remember all the Blazer teams over the years. I became a fan basically in 76, 77. When I was a little kid. I was like 13 maybe. And I was just like, man. And I loved basketball. I used to play all the time. I was a really good shooter, passer. But I used to just sit there and, you know, I don't know. I'd sit out in the backyard and shoot for hours and pretend. Because it was I wish kids were like that now. It's so amazing. You know, we had this little basketball court. I'd put these gloves on when it was raining and a little ball, and I'd just sit there and shoot, and I'd have to make a certain number, this shot there, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, or I had to stay out there. So you had a lot of pressure on the last ones, especially when it started getting late, you know, so it was pretty cool. But, yeah, and then, you know, I remember the 77-78 Blazer team was one of the best teams that's ever played the game. They were 50-10, and then Walton broke his foot. But that team was like, you've never seen it. It was so beautiful, beautiful basketball, where you get the rebound, you outlet the ball, then outlet it to somebody else, and bing, 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 and everybody's weaving around, and bam, bam, bam. It was awesome. They don't play that way anymore. Everybody, they run out to the three-point line on a fast break. It's stupid. So anyways, you know, so that was amazing, but then the team started disappearing because Walton left, and then everybody started leaving. And then we went through the crazy years with Jeff Lamp and you know, Linton Towns and all these crazy people you never heard of in your life, Kim Anderson, you know, clapping their hands and brushing their hair before he shoots. I'm 5'11". Yeah. If I was my brother's height, I might have made it somewhere. My brother's 6'4". But man, here, I'll tell you my claim to fame. If my buddy Greg White was in here, he'd tell you about it. I think I told Marty the other day. That's not his real name, but you know, Marty. See, I was really good at, you know, when I was 13 years old, I made 65 out of 100. One time I go, okay, Grant, hey, do it. I made 65 out of 100 NBA three-pointers in one time. And then I made 5 out of 7 from half court, which was crazy. I mean, it was just nuts because I had this form where I just used my legs, shoot it up high. You know, I didn't do a jump shot where you jump high and release at the height. It was all one motion, so I could shoot from almost anywhere, 30. I used to shoot from 30 feet regularly, drill them. Because that's all I did when I was a kid. All I did was shoot bombs because it was fun. And then eventually it became easy where I could just make them. And so I would do that. And at first, my years when I was at University of Oregon, I was really shy for some reason to shoot them, just playing in those pickup games. You know, sometimes the Ducks would play and stuff. And I'd pass it around. And one day I go, you know what? I'm better than those guys. So I just started shooting them and making them, and then I just started shooting, and then my confidence went up, and I started wearing, you know, these crazy Hawaiian shorts with all this stuff because I didn't give a damn what anybody else was doing, and I was a good passer too. That was my main thing, was passing, three-point shooter, and I barely ever dribbled the ball. I hate when people just sit there and dribble. Those people just drive me nuts. Keep the ball moving around, everybody. Keep it moving. That's all you got to do, all right? So, you know, but when I'm open, I'll just shoot it. And then after a while, people started guarding me, literally about 10 feet behind the NBA three-point line. I know it sounds crazy to say, but you could ask any of my friends, they'd tell you the same thing, the ones that I played with. And it was just nuts, right? So then when I was at Oregon State, my last year there, 1990, Gary Payton was still at the college. He was graduating that year. And there was pickup games. And in the pickup games, I was on the main court over there, and we were beating all of the Beavers. Like the Oregon State Beavers had all these other players, like just the regular players on the team, and we just had 5 guys that played basketball together, and we smoked them. I mean, every game, one after the other, ding, 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 ding. And then guess who shows up to the gym? Gary Payton comes in. And he had to wait too, because you have to sign up on a sheet. And he had to wait, and there was like probably, they probably had to wait 15 minutes, or a couple games while we were winning, and we just kept winning, and he was watching it. So when he came in the game, he goes, "I got you." So that alone is sort of a cool thing, that I was playing so well that he wanted to knock me down a peg. And that's exactly what he did. Okay, we're talking about, we had the ball first, and I actually pulled up from half court. Like, I literally just got the ball, boom, and the ball was absolutely perfect, on line, but it barely hit the front of the rim, skipped across, hit the back of the rim, and I missed. Then he came down and did this, like, crossover, dribble, all this stuff. Spin move, twirl, jumps up in the air, got fouled by 2 people, and scored. And I'm on the ground because I fell off of one of his moves, and he just turned around and pointed right at me on the ground. And then he was called the glove because his defense was so good. I couldn't even touch the ball the rest of the game. It was like, it was incredible. But what I can tell you from that experience is the Tom, Dick, and Harry players on some of these teams they're not that much better than regular people out there. But people like Gary Payton that are Hall of Fame basketball players, they're way better than everybody else. And so when he came on, that was like the wake-up moment of, okay, he's different than these guys. Because the other guys were so easy to beat, Yeah, they're taller. I had this really high arcing finger roll. I'd come right down through the free throw line and lob this thing up that went probably 20 feet up in the air. And then as I'm going under the basket, it would go right through and land in my hands. And people would go, "What the hell?" Oh, jeez. Anyways, that was fun. I wish I could do that now, but I'm so old and my body from all those years of playing on cement isn't working anymore. So. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm only 5'11", so I was pretty quick and good. Really, court vision is what I had. I could see people, the overlapping and the cutting and stuff that they were going to be doing. Yeah, 70s were good times, as Marty said. Court vision isn't something you can be taught either. It's like one of the, you either have it or you don't. I think well, in some ways, like people who play soccer, like they actually have that innately a little bit and so I guess you could be taught. If you play soccer, you're going to have better court vision in basketball than just regular, because a lot of people, they just dribble, shoot, and they're not really looking to pass it to somebody. Nobody's thinking about the team game. They just want to shoot, and it's just like, it sucks. I remember playing in these pickup games at the hoop. I'd be on a fast break, 3-on-1, and the 2 guys would drift out to the 3-point line, and I would just bounce past it out of bounds on purpose just to prove a point. I'd say, that's where you should have been. Next time, maybe. Next time. Yeah. Anyways, all right, you guys. Looks like everybody else is left other than Randizzle Randy. But thanks for being here. We'll see you guys another time. Thank you to K-Me, Alley Cake, Chicken Wing, a couple times there. Then Wild Bill Wassman, Wild Bill Wassman, Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Cake, Alley Cake, Alley Cake, Chicken Wing, Alley Cake, Othicius, Jimlon, Timothy Cecil, Wild Bill Wassman, and Whiskey Boots, and Linda Cosma, and Lori Love USA, and Crazy Lady, and Jim Lon, and Wild Bill Wassman, Randizzle Randy, Miss Kyla, Jim Lon, Aaron Bremer, and Linda Cosma. And then we also had the, let's see, I think we had Marty's Bar and Grill, and we also had Lisa Valenzuela and Thomas on Venmo there. All right. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening to my long-winded basketball stories. At the end of the show, oh yeah, I did make 9 3-pointers in a City League game one time as well. And every one of them was at least 5 feet behind the 3-point line. That was my best, like an actual official game. Yeah, no problem. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys next time. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And by the way, who knows what tomorrow will bring? All right, see you guys. The Spurs in 4, unless the referees make it not so. They'll lose so much money if it doesn't go to 7. So somehow Wembanyama will foul out of the first 2 or 3 games.
Evil can never be dead enough.
And some of you, you make shit up.